Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So it looks like over the last couple of days now, Bitcoin has seen a bit of a surge, guys. Check this out on the daily. Bitcoin now up to 28,300. Just yesterday we were hovering, I think it was just over $27,000 per coin. And if I throw this on the hourly, you guys can see a lot of activity here for Bitcoin in the overnight as per this very, very tall green candlestick. And look at that accompanying volume bar down there. So I wonder what is brewing, guys. The crypto market up a bit today, 2.94%, right now sitting at $1.12 trillion. So it is up about a tenth since that bottom. 24-hour volume has surged as well to 15.58%. Bitcoin dominance still holding, though. It's interesting because, when I look at other coins like XRP, we just haven't seen that kind of activity. Let's just take a look at some other of the top 10 coins. BNB coin is up a little bit too. Finding its footing following Bitcoin. What else do we got? Let's just look up Ethereum here real quickly. Ethereum also following that Bitcoin trend. And what about Solana? Solana too, also moving higher. So it looks as though these altcoins, some of the top 10 cryptocurrencies are following Bitcoin. We are actually seeing the fear and greed index move up quite a bit too. It was in the high 30s last week, and now we've already jumped to 47. We kind of missed 40, 41, 42. Already at 47, so kind of in the halfway mark. Obviously, crypto sentiment is up. Over the last 7 days, Bitcoin is up 8.5%, and just in the last 24 hours, up 4.16%. And so we're finding that trend with some of the altcoins too, like Ethereum, up 2.75% in the last 24 hours and up about 10% in the last 7 days. A sea of green for cryptocurrencies, although I wouldn't get too excited quite yet. Let me bring the Bitcoin chart back up and let me throw that back on the daily. We're doing all right. I mean, yeah, it's a start, of course, but we still have to get over and above this level here, which is roughly, 31,000, give or take 31,800. So that is the resistance level or the supply zone that we have to breach before we make higher highs, before we can, realistically confirm anything bullish. The rest of the crypto market is obviously following Bitcoin too, so might be a bit of a fake out. Some of the top cryptocurrencies are following Bitcoin, but, coins like XRP and some of those other coins further down on the list sharing that same kind of sentiment, although they are seeing a bit of green. We're not seeing that real excitement yet. Titan of crypto here still saying, as of yesterday, Bitcoin is still very undervalued. For those who like to compare 2023 to 2019, which is, I'm one of those people, I'm raising my hand right now, I'm one of those people, price action, expecting a black swan to occur this cycle. Note that we still haven't had an overvalued signal since the bottom, which means this is probably not the right time to sell your Bitcoin. Not financial advice, of course. I understand that a $12,000 Bitcoin is enticing and many are waiting for these prices to get back in, but will they really? So I don't prescribe to that necessarily. I don't think we're going to see a $12,000 Bitcoin. But we're seeing these prices on the chart and, we're in this level here based on this undervalued threshold. So Bitcoin's still fairly undervalued when you look at the chart and you compare. He's comparing it to this Black Swan event, which really happened in 2020, technically not 2019. But that was the beer flu shutdown. So that was something completely different. I think, the fact that we are in this level here, fairly undervalued, does in fact tell us something. The other thing here that I wanted to mention was CryptoCon's tweet here, Bitcoin cycle bottom under the old supply realized price. And so we're seeing that check out, okay? Retest of the line as a support line. Almost all of Bitcoin's time is spent above the average purchase price of the 6-month holders. We've seen this double retest before. Remember how it played out. Some retests of the line are a bit rougher than others, like the very first where the metric was developing, or the 2020 Black Swan, but overall it's a retest, so let's go. Now, what he's looking at here is the OSRP, average purchase price for coins that have not moved in the last 6 months. So longer-term holders, guys, and the average price in 2019, obviously we saw it when the market did bottom down there, went below this blue line. And guys, we're seeing it again, and we're fairly close to that blue line now. We saw it at the bottom of the market in 2022, and we're still very, very close to that market. So since altcoins are following Bitcoin, I personally do still think it's a good time to be accumulating certain positions, and I'm almost done accumulating, guys. I think this will kind of be the last time I purchase any more new cryptocurrencies, maybe for a while. I mean, we'll see how the market plays out. And I'm going to be doing a portfolio recap and kind of giving you guys a bit of an update. And I'm going to try to be doing these more regularly on my Patreon. So for those of you guys who want to follow, $5 a month, I've purposely kept it pretty affordable so that you guys can follow me into this next bull run. And if you guys have questions about anything, you can ask me. And I'm pretty good at actually responding to everybody. So if you guys have questions, please ask me. And I think my track record for responding to everybody is 100%. So I'm managing. I know the Patreon is growing, but you guys have been awesome. We're in this to trade and we're in this to make money. So, you know, a bit of a different approach this time around. I feel like I did not cash out enough of my crypto last time. Didn't touch my XRP position. Luckily, I did make some money because I did cash out some of my altcoins. So this time around, guys, I'm going to be diversifying and you guys can follow what I'll be doing this coming bull run. So accumulation phase, we're still in it. Michael Branch posting this on Twitter. XRP, the digital currency closely associated with the American blockchain payments company Ripple, has successfully returned to the TEFU 30 crypto index. So there is a crypto index called the TEFU 30, and it has returned to the TEFU 30 index. It's a daily recalibrated benchmark showcasing the 30 most valuable cryptocurrencies of the day. And apparently there was a point where XRP had dropped off, but it has now since returned. So according to an X post from Tai Zhen, the co-founder of the iconic market index, the re-inclusion of XRP into the index hinges on the premise that the asset is now more accessible to Western traders through the U.S. crypto market. Of course, because Judge Annalisa Torres has now deemed XRP not a security. So obviously that has opened up more trading exchanges in the US to list XRP. Here, Tai Zhen says, today Ripple is added back to the TEFU 30 crypto index because it is now reasonably available and accessible to Western traders, and the index rebalances at beginning of quarter. So you can learn more here. I will leave this link in the description of the video for you guys. If I click on this tweet, you guys can see here's the cryptocurrency market. We've got XRP listed up here. I don't believe, is this the index? I don't think this is actually the index. However, I do have the page up here, TEFU indexes. So just a brief description, the TEFU 30 index is a market capitalization weighted index of the largest 30 cryptocurrencies for the day. Each day, a new top 30 is selected to recalculate the index. It represents the largest 30 cryptocurrencies on any given day. So XRP, one of the largest now, part of this top 30 index here. And as you guys can see, XRP ranked number 3. That's pretty good, considering it was just relisted in this index. So I wanted to thank Tai Zhen, of course, and Michael Branch for posting that. Matthew Liny on Twitter mentioning this. Okay, first Ripple, now it's Coinbase, guys. What do they have in common? Well, both now hold a payment license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. It's looking as though Singapore is becoming more and more important to the cryptocurrency industry every single day. So, of course, back in June of this year, we did hear that Ripple did get their regulatory approval in Singapore. And now Coinbase, guys, get this. Coinbase obtains a payment license in Singapore. They've just received regulatory approval from Bermuda's financial regulator. We talked about that last week. And Coinbase registered with Spain's central bank too last week. So the license will enable the exchange to expand its provision of digital payment token services to both individuals and institutions in Singapore. So keeping up with what Ripple is doing. The company said in a blog on Monday, Coinbase received in-principle approval as a payments institution license holder from Singapore last year. The company said it had been quietly increasing its presence in Singapore. Last year, it established a tech hub for Coinbase in the country and has since hired and trained product managers and engineers working in Web3. And here's a quote, at Coinbase, we see thoughtful and practical regulation as a key ingredient for growth that will ultimately help fulfill the potential of this financial and technological revolution, the company said in its blog. So, curious to see where Coinbase goes with this, and wanted to thank Matthew Liny just for posting that. This one from Flip the Chain on Twitter, guys. Notice, why is MasterCard the right partner working with Ripple? We've heard in the past about the MasterCard ties with Ripple. Well, MasterCard holds several patents on the blockchain, and Flip the Chain has identified these patents. Okay, method and system of storing smart contract events. Interesting. MasterCard International Incorporated. That MasterCard is applying for patents, or rather has patents for cryptocurrency processes or blockchain-related systems. And so this was from December of 2021. Also notice this one here, method and system of providing for offline transactions in digital currencies. So, you know, MasterCard has been busy, and they do now have patents that incorporate blockchain technology for payments. Flip the Chain goes on to say MasterCard holds several patents on blockchain. Out of various patents, the patents on smart contract and offline transactions are quite important. MasterCard will use the bridging capability of XRP and leverage the knowledge of smart contracts and offline payments in the new payment ecosystem. So he does link the patents here if you guys are interested. And recently I did a video on how you can actually use the XRPL to make payments offline. So an interesting little connection there. And I will link that video up here if you guys didn't catch it. So, this is all part of banking the unbanked and, how all these companies are going to collaborate, work together, become interoperable with one another so that the new financial system can really work efficiently, I think, and, not be what it was in the past, which was this fragile, fragmented system that really didn't work. And when, something needed to be fixed, it was very, very costly. Remember, guys, back several months ago, MasterCard did talk about CBDC platforms using the Ripple blockchain, so there was a very publicized relationship there with regards to Ripple and MasterCard. Also, from August of 2023, is safe the new sexy? CBDCs, trust, and the evolution of money, bringing up another MasterCard blog post. So, the MasterCard Ripple connection is real. We talked about it a couple of months ago, and now Flip the Chain just discovering these patents that MasterCard holds with regards to these same types of processes. And, considering we know about the connection, MasterCard definitely going to leverage XRP. And, I guess we just got to wait and see what happens with that. So anyway, wanted to thank Flip the Chain for posting that. Another one here from Flip the Chain, Ripple partner Axology tokenizing on XRP Ledger. So another partnership here, and he outlined some of the key points here. ISO 20022 implementation, that's already started. Ripple has got clarity for retail sales. XRP is not a security, as we all know. And then there's tokenization, working started by Axology, the Ripple partner. The BIS is also advocating the need for tokenization. And so you guys can see those images below. I talked about this a little bit yesterday, the BIS working papers, and how back in July they were talking about the cross-country marketplace model with tokenized money. Tokenization is becoming a key word, a buzzword in this industry. XRP Ledger advantages. So they talk about advanced token handling. The XRP Ledger facilitates not just token issuance, but also rigorous their management. It features enabled trust line setup, so on and so forth. So talking about tokenization, also this with regards to Axology. What is tokenization in finance? Well, tokenization is the process of converting an asset such as real estate, shares, debt into a digital token. And so these tokens can be traded on the blockchain network, and that is exactly what now is being developed on the XRP Ledger. It's not just for payments, it's for tokenizing everything of value, and this has been the goal, I think, set out from the beginning. In 2018, 2019, Ripple was talking about cross-border payments, but really, their sights were set so much higher. They wanted to move into new verticals since the beginning, and guys, I think we're starting to see that now. Also, notice Axology's logo here. That X in there, that looks fairly familiar. Looks similar to the Ripple X, but maybe a little bit twisted. Anyway, interesting news there. Also notice too, Ripple ODL partners are increasing. Flip the Chain also mentions this. E-commerce was just a concept in the late 90s, but Amazon banked on it. Friction in payments is just a concept, and Ripple will bank on that. So again, similar to Amazon, starting with one thing, doing it very, very well, then you move on to bigger and better. And so that's how Amazon got successful. And that, I think, is exactly what Ripple is doing. I think Brad Garlinghouse even used that specific example. So great news there. Wanted to thank Flip the Chain for posting that. Ian Bin's bringing this up, an interesting new update from automobile manufacturer Honda. They are now accepting XRP and Shiba Inu payments. Yeah, believe it or not, the Japanese automobile manufacturer Honda has jumped into the cryptocurrency bandwagon by embracing several digital assets as payment options. Interestingly, Ripple's native token, XRP, well, I'm not really surprised because we know how popular XRP is in Japan. They're accepting XRP, and they also mention Shiba Inu or Sheepcoin are among the supported cryptocurrencies. The Tokyo-based manufacturer of automobiles, motorcycles, and power equipment, Honda Motor Co., partnered with the blockchain payment system FCF Pay to allow clients to lease or purchase company products in digital currencies instead of fiat. So we're starting to see a trend here, guys. More payments are going to be accepted by some of these bigger companies. Honda is no small company to be able to purchase goods and services. So, crypto payments accepting XRP, that is a big step. And it's not just XRP and SHIB, it's also Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Polkadot, and many more. It is worth mentioning that Honda's offering also includes some exotic meme coins such as Pepe Coin, Floki Inu, or Floki Coin, Bone Coin, Doge Killer, which is Leash, and others. Such digital assets have emerged as a top trend in the crypto space in the past few years as the first to see the light of day. Okay, so they talk a little bit about Dogecoin here. So, but they're being serious. Okay, Honda is accepting these cryptocurrencies as payment, and I think it's because, all jokes aside, the crypto business is a business. And the markets have proven themselves. These coins fluctuate based on supply and demand, based on cycles, based on Bitcoin's moves. So, if you're going to accept, you can pretty much accept any cryptocurrency. And, when the market's low, that's the best time to accept these coins because you can cash out when the market is high. And I think Honda is realizing this. So I wanted to thank Ian Binns just for posting that. And it might even be that Honda is planning for some type of tokenization incorporation down the line. We know tokenization is pretty much, the new technology, the new way to be able to transfer value. And so I just happened to see this from Cointelegraph. Tokenization is securitization done on steroids. This coming from Franklin Templeton, CEO. So this is what she said. Securitization, a practice with over 50 years of history, is undergoing a dramatic transformation, believes Jenny Johnson, CEO of Franklin Templeton, one of the world's largest asset managers. During CBDC's Delivering Alpha event, Johnson said tokenization, the process of converting asset ownership rights into digital tokens on a blockchain, is akin to securitization done on steroids, a term often used to describe something that exceeds expectations. If we have a more robust, more compact, more efficient system to do this, well, think about how much more can be tokenized in an efficient manner. Johnson's remarks were part of an analysis of the future of alternative investment vehicles. The executive noted that available capital and technology disruption have attracted more companies and CEOs to invest in things for the future like blockchain technology. And guys, here's a quote. One is, it allows a payment mechanism. Number two, it allows smart contracts to be programmed into a token. And three, because of its general ledger, it has a source of truth. So whoever has the token, all rights in that token are granted to that person. There's so many applications. They talk a little bit about NFTs down here. Rihanna is mentioned down here. So music can be tokenized. Real estate, as we talked about before, it really is an alternative to an older system that has not functioned in the past. And maybe we do need a new system because things have just gotten out of hand. Did you guys see this on the debt clock? A biblical scripture has just been added. This coming from Ryan Cunningham here. And Jesus went into the temple of God and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple and overthrew the tables of the money changers. Now, I'm not a religious man. I had to look this up. Matthew 21:12-13, King James Version. I asked Google to explain to me what this actually means in layman's terms. Jesus drove the money changers out because he said, "My house will be a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves." Well, very apropos to what is happening now with the American economy and the powers that be hijacking the system, stealing tons of money. Another definition down here. Why did Jesus turn over money changer tables? They were turning what was supposed to be God's house of prayer into a marketplace. It was not just a marketplace, but a place where supposedly those selling items and animals and exchanging currencies were ripping off those trading and purchasing. Thus, the den of robbers statement by Jesus. So now, it's kind of an ominous scripture here. The debt clock has been updated with this scripture. Of course, tokenization is likely going to help alleviate some of this. Another great clip here from Bubba Cugs about tokenization. I haven't seen a clip as good and as long as this in a long time. It's a 6-minute clip here, guys, and just due to time, I'm not going to play the full thing, but I will link it in the description of the video. I want you guys to listen here to what he's saying and how tokenization is going to change the world. We know Ripple, XRP, going to be central to this, but listen to what the effects are going to be. It really opens up so much more possibility than we see today in 2023.
I think the current market technology, what banks and financial market participants use today, is at end of life. The biggest risk is status quo. Hearing arguments for nothing to see here and move along, what we have is sufficient. I work with these banks. I work with these market participants. They've done everything they can to, performance engineer those platforms to support the level of market volume that they can. Large banks spend $10 billion a year or more on technology. My gosh, that can't be the most efficient way to deliver a technology infrastructure. What you've heard up here over the last few minutes has been about decentralization in crypto, and my clients are in a post-crypto period. This has nothing to do with crypto. This is not about decentralization. As I said in earlier comments, the view is that there's a role for intermediaries in this future architecture based on a Web3 technology stack. And it's very attractive to the the market participants because of the end of life of current technology, because the current technology is what's opaque, corruptible, high cost, rigid, very fragile. We've seen that in consent orders to the largest banks around resilience. When a bank has a wires outage for a couple of days and the OCC issues a consent order to fix that, and that bank has to spend $1 billion to do it on current tech. Gosh, current tech's awesome. Seems to really be working well. Let's not change a thing. The highest risk is status quo.
So essentially saying the system is broken, the highest risk is status quo. We cannot keep it the same. And I mean, this is why we're seeing these technological updates and system modernization, tokenization, for example. I'm going to move a little further along in the clip to about 3:36. But again, I will link this full thing in the description of the video, guys. It is a really good clip. I do suggest you watch the full thing if you have time.
So the space is still developing, but the orientation is post-crypto. The platform we believe that's going to monetize the next generation or the next level of investment in the Web3 infrastructure is the tokenization of private assets. There is $330 trillion in private real estate in the world. There's $90 trillion in private infrastructure in the world. There's $160 trillion of private debt in the world. There's $55 trillion in private company equity. There's over $600 trillion in assets that are not in the financial system. They're highly illiquid, not very serviceable, that are ready to come into the financial system to be regulated by or to be serviced by regulated financial institutions. What will that do? That will materially expand the financial system. Because when you bring those assets in and they're used as collateral for access to liquidity, you have to expand the monetary system. And it's backed by real-world assets. We've published a report around the interest in private investments. A couple of data points. Wealth is held today 50-50 by institutions and individuals. However, investment in private assets today is 85% held by institutions. Individuals would like access to invest in these private assets for diversification, and also because private investments have returned 5x public markets over the last 20 years. Based on our data, there's $8 trillion to $12 trillion in AUM positioned by private, high net worth, ultra high net worth, and affluent individuals to move into private investments of tokenized private assets. That $8 to $12 trillion will be the mechanism by which the next level of development of this technology ecosystem is monetized, the deficiencies are addressed, new capabilities are introduced, and the evolution of the tech stack and the re-expression of the financial market infrastructure will be realized.
So guys, did you hear that? Basically, the monetary system does have to expand because now we can tokenize it. So because of the technology, the economy is going to expand $8 to $12 trillion in private investments sitting on the sidelines that can be tokenized. So essentially what he's saying, because of the efficiency now of the financial system, because it's so much more efficient, so much more money is going to eventually flow in. And the cryptocurrencies that are going to be facilitating this financial system are going to be demanded more often. We're going to need that liquidity. We're going to need coins like XRP to facilitate these types of transactions. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.